Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a video showing how to make the Cinderella themed dice box using my Sophie and Toffee and my Disney subscription box. So the first box is the Elves box, which comes with the dice holder mold along with a bunch of dice. So the next box is my Cinderella box, which is officially licensed by Disney. The next box I believe is Tsum Tsum themed, which is super exciting, and sign up is September to November, but it might sell out early because Tsum Tsums are so adorable. You can take a few dollars off if you want to use my coupon code, which I'll link in the description box below. And good news, Sophie and Toffee now ships directly to the US, so you don't have to worry about any kind of forwarding, so you get your box a lot faster and swifter. So now that I showed you all the supplies, we're going to start crafting. So I'm using the 2-part resin in the dice mold box that comes in a 1:3 ratio, so I'm doing 1 part of B and 3 parts of A and mixing it all together. And I'm also going to add in some glitter for color along with some pigment. And we're just going to pour the mixture into our mold. Then I'm making a mixture of pink glittery resin, and we're going to mix that together and pour that into the lid of our dice box. And after 24 hours it has set like this. And then we're going to put on some super glue into the little compartments on the box and glue on the magnets that came with. Okay, next we're going to go on to our Cinderella themed of the box. So I'm taking some of the yellow Pearl X powder that came in the box, and I'm going to color in the hair of the mold. And I'm using other pearly pigments to color in other parts of the Cinderella dress. And as for the resin mixture, I decided to make a blue mixture and then like a skin colored mixture, which is a combination of white, yellow, and pink. And I'm pouring the skin colored resin into the Cinderella part of the mold. And then the blue mixture goes into the dress. And then I added the blue resin mixture into the headband and scraped off the excess. And poured some resin into the glove part as well. Next we'll be working on the carriage, so I'm taking some of that yellow pigment and mixing it with some resin. And pouring that into the little ring part of our carriage mold. And for this part I actually used UV resin so I could just cure it on the UV lamp really quickly. Next I'm painting on the yellow pigment onto the insignia part of the mold, and then to wipe off the excess I'm just dabbing it lightly with a wet wipe. Then I'm taking the pearly pigment and I'm just dabbing it around the rest of the carriage inside the yellow ring. So I pour the entire mixture of the 2-part resin from my Cinderella box together, and this is a 1:1 ratio. Then I poured it into 3 different cups and did a different mixture of glitters and pigments. And then I poured the 3 mixtures into the 3 separate carriage molds. And then I made sure that I spread the resin into the little details. And then I decided to place one of these holographic kind of icons into one of the carriages. So I poured some resin and then stuck the little holographic image in, and then filled the mold with the rest of the resin. And finally, we only have a little bit part of the carriage left to make, so I decided to make some random glitter and pigment mixtures. I think I made like a dark blue and then a light purple color. And it was kind of hard at this point because my resin was at 2 hours, so it was getting really tacky. But I spread it as much as I can into the molds, and then I scraped off the excess, making it much more cleaner. And after 24 hours, here are my resin pieces, and I really like how they turned out. I wish the pigments came a little bit better on the blue part of the carriage, but it's okay. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna put glue on the sides of the largest part of the carriage, and we're gonna put on these little hook things that are kind of like the hinges. And we want to make sure that they face opposite directions. And then you want to attach the little carriage doors by just making sure they fit into the hook. It's better when the resin is still kind of soft and not super hard, because then it'll be a little bit harder to actually place in. And next I'm going to super glue the carriage base onto my dice box. And I'm going to glue on the little wheels. And originally I was going to super glue the carriage onto the dice box, but I thought it's cooler if it's more interactable, so I just let it sit there. Next we're going to assemble Cinderella, so I'm just going to super glue on all of her clothes, headbands, and gloves. And we're going to give her the iconic dot eyes and a lined smile for the face. And we're going to seal it in place by putting on some UV resin on top to dome the face and letting it cure under the UV lamp. Next, I thought her dress was a little too plain, so I decided to add some UV resin and some glitter, mix it together, and then do a glittery resin glaze onto Cinderella's dress. Then, to make sure she sticks onto the lid of our dice box, I put some of the same glitter UV resin on the bottom, put her feet in, and then cured it under the lamp. And then I decided to add in these little canes that came with the box, and I added the different little animals and super glued them onto Cinderella. And I also super glued the glass slipper canes, and I just put them to the side of Cinderella. So here's the final product, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I did want to make some of the dice like Cinderella themes that came in the dice box, but I didn't have enough of the 2-part resin to make all of them, and I didn't want to just make like one die, so I just made the box itself. But I'm super happy with how it turned out. The box is pretty big too, like the compartments in it, so you can actually fit more than just the dice in there, probably like jewelry as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out the Disney subscription box. You can use my coupon code, which I'll leave in the link below. Thank you.